I love people. I think what's absolutely crucial for my work is that I do love people and love working with people. That gives me the strength to do the work I do, but I'm also angry and mad about the injustices that exist in the world around me, and I feel compelled to do something about it.
When I see injustice, then I figure that's where God's telling me to go, to try to do something about it. And I have liked the Interfaith Assembly on Homelessness and Housing ever since they had the tent city in City Hall Park, and stayed there for like half a year trying to get the mayor and the city council to provide enough money in the city budget for homelessness and for affordable housing.
We were in City Hall Park, that a process, and inhabitants that lasted 200 days.
Amen.
I've really enjoyed my work with the Interfaith Assembly because I feel like I'm making a difference here. I'm contributing to a broader community, and that community of people have really helped many others.
Because I used to be homeless, so I'm trying to help out, That's why I'm out here. To let people know that things can change for them. But they gotta remember where they come from so that they can help other people.
I showed her how to cook the macaroni and cheese, and I'm the one that told her to put the beans in the right. It's hot. We don't serve no cold food out here. We do right.
We're here to represent all the homeless in New York City.
No one is in need.
Every house of God, every building that is a sheltering harbor. That is the point, that when you bring the homeless poor into your house, into the house of God is doing what the house of God is supposed to be doing. It was hard to protect the right to shelter. It was harder to be homeless and have to come up against this system.
That's kind of what happens when you put yourself out there. We do this because we want to remind ourselves that some people have no choice. Some people choose the streets because it's their best choice. So we could once a year think about that. Last night I was working late, preparing for tonight, very tired, and I lied down in my bed, and it felt so good. It felt so good. I realized how blessed I was to be able to lie down in my own bed and get a few hours of sleep, even though it wasn't enough. And tonight, I won't be lying down in my own bed, but I'll be looking forward to lying down in my bed tomorrow night. And some people don't have that to look forward to.
Charity and justice, the two are necessarily linked together. I mean, you want to do charity, that is, you want to address or ameliorate the immediate physical needs that persons have, but then you have to address the underlying causes. So it's not enough simply to provide shelter for persons, but you also have to look at why is it that there are persons homeless? Why is it that we have a crisis of affordable housing? And you have to act on those issues. So many other basic human needs depend upon having housing. So housing is a fundamental human right, and people of faith must always be concerned about securing people's fundamental human rights.
One night when I was volunteering in our shelter, there was a man who arrived exhausted. He wanted to show me how he worked full time and could not afford to rent an apartment in the city of New York. A working, productive person in one of the most expensive housing markets in the world, and I cannot put it together to have my own home. The right to shelter. You see, because like in the Bible, he wanted to be able to have a home and his dignity too.
Every man. God is watching us. God is watching.
We know how to build housing. There are many programs at work that help people who, beyond not having a house, have other issues in their lives that they need to deal with. We have enough wealth in this country. We have enough talent. It's a matter of harnessing it to the better good for all of us. It's really generating the political will to get the job done. And that means we just have to engage more people and make sure our elected leaders are responsive to the needs of the people they're supposed to serve.
Homelessness needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed decisively and immediately.